Ask Alexis on Times Radio.
No Alexis today, so it's Ask Theo. Each week you get to ask a question. We'll find an expert who can tell us the answer. This week, one listener wanted to know, is it possible to refreeze the polar ice caps? Now, if that sounds like a far-fetched idea, you may be surprised to know there are actually several geoengineering proposals that are trying to achieve just that. So are any of them actually feasible? Robbie Mallet is a postdoctoral research fellow at the Arctic University of Norway, and he joins me now. Welcome, Robbie.
Hi, Theo.
Is it possible to refreeze the polar ice caps, please, Robbie?
It's a good question, and the answer is perhaps yes, but really the question we should be asking is, should we refreeze the polar ice caps? And the answer to that is probably no.
So it's not going to be possible. Can you just tell us a bit about what technology is being discussed, or what is on the table in terms of trying to deal with the effects of climate change?
Yeah, so the Arctic warms much faster than the rest of the world, nearly 4 times as fast in the last 40 years. So the ice caps at the top of the world are melting really, really quickly. And people come up with these ideas of reflecting sunlight away a bit faster, or maybe reducing the amount of sunlight that makes it to the ice, so the ice melts less and maybe even begins to refreeze. So lots of ideas out there involving spreading reflective glass beads on the surface, or pumping lots of water from the sea on top of the ice so that it freezes to boost the amount of ice that's there. But they're all very technologically challenging and probably quite disruptive to the millions of people that live in the Arctic.
Can I just ask, I'm looking at your room, just for listeners who can't see the video that I'm looking at, and we'll try and get it posted on social media. You look like you might actually be at one of the ice caps, or very close to one of the ice caps. Can you just clarify exactly where you are, Robbie, right now?
Yeah, I live in Arctic Norway, so at about 68 degrees north.
Right.
It's dark now at 4 o'clock, and it's been dark since about 3:30. So yeah, we're pretty exposed to the rapid warming temperatures in the Arctic up here.
And what do you see? Because obviously people often, you hear people say, I'm looking out of the window, I don't see the effects of climate change here in Britain. I don't see it. I've looked out my window, I don't see climate change taking place as I look across to the City of London from our studios here at Times Radio. I could say that quite easily. What do you see in terms of the effect of climate change where you are at the Arctic University of Norway?
One of the big impacts, in fact, is in winter when it's at its coldest, that we see a lot of rain coming in now instead of snow. And the rain will melt away the snow and often form these icy layers. So people find themselves slipping a bit more, but that's kind of a facetious answer. A real answer is the wildlife in Arctic Norway is badly affected by that. They often forage through the snow, and when we have these anomalous rain events coming in from the ocean, it freezes the snow in a way that the animals can't get through it, and they can even starve and die.
And how quickly do you think you need to, do we need to take action to reverse the effects? And have you seen, as we've moved, as the world has tried to tackle climate change, have you seen anything beneficial where you are, or is it just a one direction towards, towards the effects of climate change?
There definitely has been climate action. So global emissions per person are going down. So there is. And
has there been a benefit? Has there been a visible benefit that you've seen at all in Arctic Norway?
I can't say so, because the global temperatures are still going up so long as we emit any carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So the Arctic is warming decade on decade towards that 2-degree limit. So it's no positive news from what I see outside the window.
And in order to get positive news, you think from where you're sitting in Arctic Norway, that in order to do that, you need to cut carbon emissions completely.
Yeah, that's plan A for sure. And it really is a long shot until these geoengineering methods come into play, because plan A is definitely emissions reductions.
Plan B?
Oh, plan B, plan C. We're right down at plan sort of Z, X, Y when we start getting to these refreezing the ice caps ideas, I think.
Okay. Robbie Mallet, thank you for your time this afternoon.